What's up, welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Now You See Me, Now You Don't, aka Now You See Me 3, the third film in the comedy heist film franchise. This film directed by Ruben Fleischer, and the first film in the franchise since Now You See Me 2 came out way back in 2016. It's been a minute, but Now You See Me 1 and 2 may perhaps a bit under the radar, but very solid, capable, mid-tier blockbusters, both in the 300 million worldwide range. Very successful films for Lionsgate. Unsurprising that they eventually did want to go back to the well, and we actually know that a Now You See Me 4 is in development as of several months ago before the strong box office release for this third film. And Now You See Me, Now You Don't is on par with the rest of the franchise, if not better. Magicians who complete Robin Hood-esque heists for good remains a pretty enjoyable premise, and the franchise does not feel tired. Unsurprisingly, you have to continue to suspend some of your disbelief with this franchise, and that has nothing to do with the fact that they're magicians. It's more so the fact that there's just a lot of, I think, narrative leaps that the franchise will go through, but if you go with it, it's a pretty light, enjoyable hang. Now You See Me 3 reunites the original cast and also brings in some new blood in the form of Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa, and Ariana Greenblatt. And the film is able to manage that large ensemble pretty well and has a capable antagonist from Rosamund Pike who's giving a really committed performance. If you meet these movies where they are, it's a nice fun time. Thinking about the film a little deeper, Isla Fisher's in the film, who, originated with the franchise, but she hasn't been acting all too much lately, so it's nice to see her again. Jesse Eisenberg, of course, this feels like kind of easy work for him as he's more moved into directing. And Woody Harrelson, he's not in the movie a ton, which definitely feels like more of a scheduling type thing, but he's in the movie just enough, I guess you could say. And Dave Franco, I think, also underutilized. He's just very charming still, but he's just a small piece of the film, really. As for the newcomers, they all kind of have like their analog to the cast, right? Dominic Sessa's kind of the Jesse Eisenberg here. Justice Smith is more of the Isla Fisher. Ariana Greenblatt more of the Dave Franco. They're the analogs in terms of their magician abilities and their personalities as well. I think that's all managed pretty okay. The Act 2 set piece at the police station in France, I want to say. The franchise is also amusing just because it jet sets a lot, which is cool. I like that set piece quite a bit. I think the movie really takes off when we go to this chateau, this estate in countryside of France where there's this magician infused room with a lot of puzzles for the crew to solve as they try and learn who brought them together, who sent them on this quest. And there's a kind of one-shot take in that setting, in that scene, where every one of this core ensemble gets to kind of do a magic trick and show off their abilities. The movie's really singing at that time. And as the movie progresses and we go to Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, I was not expecting for this film to have its concluding, set piece take place at the Yas Marina racing circuit where Formula One races, and see a F1 car or, a single-seater race car be driven around, in this case by Dominic Sessa. I was not expecting that, but that setting actually kind of works. There's a kind of race against the clock for survival type sequence that works nicely. Rosamund Pike, as I said, committed performance, in part because she's trying to do a South African accent and really going for it, playing a wealthy diamond company heiress who has some shady connections and business practices. Great antagonist. And Rosamund Pike, she has a lot of just kind of natural charisma when she just gets to choose scenery like this, kind of reminiscent of her turn in I Care a Lot, I guess you could say. It should come as no surprise that a Now You See Me film ends with a really big seismic twist. And you knew that a twist was coming with Now You See Me 3 based on how it's positioned, where there's a shadowy voice that you hear for a while, and there's a mysterious entity that's brought the gang together. But that twist, you really have to go with it, because if you don't, the movie completely falls apart. I thought the twist was pretty absurd, pretty ridiculous, but it's kind of in line with the tone of the movie. And I think it feels like a reset for the franchise in terms of where it went. And while I thought it was pretty hokey, I'm still kind of happy to see more of these movies if they come out. That said, I'm not sure if a baton pass really would work for this franchise. Maybe Woody Harrelson steps aside, but I don't know if Dominic Sessa, Justice Smith, and Ariana Greenblatt is enough to really turn people out to see this movie in the theaters when they make a fourth movie. I'm just not sure if it's going to get there. In terms of making like a legacy sequel, basically, just without much of a wait time. I'm not really sure. But we'll see how this one performs. It's completely fine and okay and amusing, just like the other ones, really. Let me know. What did you think of Now You See Me 3? Are you a big fan of the franchise? If so, let me know what you liked about it or didn't like. Let me know. And for more movie reviews, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.